One of the best golf courses in Northern California, and I'm not exaggerating, Yocha Dehe, and it has a fantastic opening hole. The first hole is a par 4 that's really a par 5. It's disguised as a par 4. What's a trait a lot of great golf courses have. You hit off of this enormous cliff, and you're going to watch me look over it. And it's about a 460-yard hole, reminiscent of courses like Pasatiempo or Tilden Park, where you're just playing a long opening hole. I had a 5-wood in, kind of hit that heel hook right near this bunker, and I still had a wedge in. And I thought I hit a really good shot, but there's actually a lot of slope on this green in front of this bunker. You can kind of see the ridge, and it took the other side of the ridge. The greens at this course are extremely pure, but they're also tricky for a golfer that's not at an elite skill level. Pretty much, if I make a par on this hole, and I feel like if any golfer makes a par, it's a really, really good number. But this is followed up with a very gettable par 5. This is a shorter par 5, and for the average golfer, if you line up kind of like what I did, play out left, you can play a power fade, a slice, or whatever, and put it in the fairway. And even though that was an awful 3-wood, I still had hand-eye coordination to make contact with the ball, and I had just a simple chip into this green. That's kind of the hidden corridor that you see into this green. It's very gettable and it's very bullyable if you want to bully this around. Left myself with just a simple pitch, and this was an outstanding feeling because when you really put together not great shots, but you play a hole right, and then you can have a short birdie to cap it off. The third hole felt very long. It could have been also that it was a wet day. It could be that I don't hit the ball that far. That was kind of an action shot. I was left with a 2-iron into this green. I'm experimenting with bringing my 2-iron back in my 5-wood. Hit a low runner, and it just didn't quite run in there the way I was hoping. And I had kind of a pitch shot that I was in between committing on different types of shots. I didn't really have a shot for that I felt fully comfortable with. 2-putted, got the bogey, got out of there. Love the par 3s at Yocha Dehe. They're just very beautiful, majestic, and I would say elegant. This one kind of sums up what all the par 3s here. I think they're almost as good as my number 1 par 3 course ever, which is Spyglass, which has the best par 3s. I had a really close birdie attempt, but once again, these greens are very tricky, and it's not just a given if you hit a good shot that you're going to make birdie. You have to really putt the ball well. Now, this is unfortunate. This hole, the first time I played it, I really loved this hole. I actually played through a group of golfers that were playing kind of slow, no discredit to them, and I decided just to hit a slew of bad shots. So I hit a slice, hit into some rough, pulled it, couldn't find my ball. So you're not even going to see that hole, but it's a short par 4 where you normally take driver and wedge. I just played it very poorly. So when you play it, it'll be cool. You'll play it better than me, and that often feels good when you're watching someone show you a golf course. The next hole is a par 5, and it's very much a strategy-based hole. I think that only a few amazing golfers could go and put this on in 2 because there is so much trouble in front of you to take on to try to put this on in 2. You'd have to be an exceptional golfer. I tried my best to put it in the bunker. Didn't, and I hit a really good shot. There is a lot of elevation change from these bunkers. That bunker is super cool. It looks kind of like Carl's Jr. chicken nugget, and then it goes up about, I'd say, 30-40 feet. I had it online, and I just didn't quite pick enough club. I thought I hit it further than I really do, but I lagged it up there and converted for a par. Now, this par 3 is another one. It has a heart-shaped green at the front. It's slightly downhill, and it's just a really neat approach shot. I just really enjoyed it. The sun obviously was right in my face, but that's the heart-shaped bunker in the front. And it's just a really fun, beautiful-looking, quaint shot. And I was a little disappointed because I hit my spot on the green, and I was hoping it would go towards the hole, and it just kind of stuck. Those new irons I got fitted for, they're landed high and soft, which is good, but I'm used to rolling them in there, and just couldn't quite ever putt exceptionally well. And I think anyone that shoots under an 80 at this course is an exceptional golfer from any tee box. Love these type of holes. This is the classic short par 4. You can take on the green, but there's a lot of bunkers, there's a lot of trouble, and there's even an out-of-bounds type of area as well. I hit a 3-wood and left myself about 50 yards in. I hit a really good lob, and I thought I was going to get that right up close to the pin. Super sloped green, and watch how this curls off to the right. I thought I made it, but it's very, very tricky. It's a very, very fun hole to play. I think that's a hole I could play every single day. The 9th hole, you're not going to really see it. Goes up a hill. It's kind of like Old Greenwood, number 18, and Olympic Club, number 18. I hate the hole. I tripled it. We're skipping. We're going to hole 10. Hole 10 is a par 5. Water all down your right-hand side. It's shared with the 18th hole. There's a ton of bunkers, but it's wide open. It's more of a resort course. Really spectacular conditions this course offers. And if you play it on the weekdays, you get a gas card / food card as well, which is one of the great deals. 2 super sick thin shots, which were not super sick. Hit a wedge finally for my 4th shot. Bunker protects the green, both short and long. Uphill, water for the shanker of the club. And just missed my par putt. But it's okay. I hit 2 lousy shots, put a good wedge in there, gave myself a chance. This back 9, I think, is the 9 that I'm more drawn to. I love playing that first opening hole, but the back 9 has some great holes, and this is one of the great holes. You just want to put the ball in the fairway. I really hit this iron well. I actually hit my irons longer than I used to hit my old irons, and because of that, my number was off. I hit an 8 iron, and it was about 150, slightly downhill, and I flew it about, I don't know, a full club length long. So I could have gotten my 9 probably there. And yeah, so that was that. And then this is just kind of how pure the greens are. Look at how fast that was above the hole. That's just local course knowledge. I got to remember that next time I play this course, you do not want to be above the hole, because I didn't really hit that super hard. I thought I gave myself great pace. And then I 3-putted from basically 2 good shots. And I guess that's where people could go, man, this is unfair. But that's actually exceptional conditions to even have that happen. The 12th hole is a short position hole. There's out of bounds or a hazard all down your left. It runs parallel with a par 3 down your right, kind of a narrow fairway to hit. I didn't get my second shot because I actually lost my ball. I couldn't find it in some thick rough. Then I missed my 5-iron cut that I was trying to hit it to right here. Didn't really hit a very good chip. And then I don't even know what stroke this is, but 2-putted. Basically a disaster hole. Not very fun, but it's like a 215-yard par 3 downhill, tons of bunkers, trouble left and right. One of the hardest holes on the course, and I put it on the green with my 5-wood. What a great feeling that was. Like, that was a really, really, after a terrible hole, to hit a shot like that, that's why you play golf. Very, very tricky hole. I really wanted to birdie this hole, because this is one of the hardest holes on the course. The last time I played it, I hit a hybrid, put it into the bunker, and I was just a little off. This is probably like the most memorable hole that always stays with me. 2-iron off the tee. It's a hole where technically you could try to hit driver, but really the smart play is hitting an iron and leaving yourself a position shot into the green. I'm not the greatest ball striker, so I always get a little nervous hitting iron off the tee because I just don't have my iron strikes on lock the way I probably should. Left myself a little out to the right, kind of a tricky putt. What was tricky about this was, even though it was downhill, it actually rolled a lot slower than I expected. So I actually thought when I hit that I was going to be over the green. Felt like I hit that a lot harder than I hit my putt on 11, but really, really neat hole. This is one of the other cool holes. There's 2 fairways. I wanted to hit to the fairway that I didn't hit to my last time, just taking 3-wood to control the strike, because I'm a lousy driver of the golf ball, as everyone knows, because I come over the top and I have a bad swing and stuff. Look at the views here and look at that waterfall. Just majestic. So I get over to that side of the fairway, and it says basically, hey, dude, don't play from the fairway you hit to. So I just picked up my ball, moved it to where I was, put it in the fairway, and I had a gap wedge in. And my gap wedge went basically the yardage I needed it to go. Kind of left myself a weird putt, though. And I saw more break than there was. Maybe there wasn't even break to that much that I saw, but that's what I saw. Really look at the landscape, though, because I think for a course that people don't maybe always talk about or regard, look at some of the views that you can experience at this course. It's really world class. Now, this was kind of exceptional for the average ball striker I am. Really beautiful par 3. Water runs all down your left-hand side about approach. I hit a pitching wedge and flew this green. I'm not sure if the wind was with me. I'm not sure if I flushed it. But I just did not expect that to happen because it's not what I'd expect a pitching wedge to fly a green. And then when I went over the green, because I thought I'd actually be short with that pitching wedge I hit, I gave myself a short-sided downhill shot, and it basically led to a bogey, which is fine. This was a par 5. Definitely swiped the ball. Came very close to going into the water down the right-hand side. Missed my 2-iron chip that was just a punch shot to right here. And this is one of the coolest approach shots. I have a simulator in my place at the podcast studio. And this reminds me of the Kia Classic at the Riveria, or however you say it, in San Diego. You hit a lot of approaches into holes that look like that. And that's just a really cool looking approach shot. Hit it onto this green. And it's hard to convert on these greens for me. I never felt like I was putting offensively, but the last couple of times I've played golf, I haven't felt very offensive on the greens. Sometimes you do, sometimes you don't. On this given day, I was just really trying to go for pars because I was getting some really big numbers on some holes. Now, this is the view that you get as you head into 18. 18 is beautiful. I wish I had filmed it. People will probably say in the comments, man, you shanked it into the water. I totally thought I was going to, and I actually smoked it, and it's a bummer I didn't film it because I aimed at that bunker, hit a light cut, and then I hit one of my best approach shots to end the day. Just a baby cut. I think that was about an 8-iron in. That was either an 8 or a 9-iron. I had like a real small iron. It's all uphill, water all down your right-hand side. And I mean, the shot I hit was so close to the pin. I mean, that I'd take that every time. Just missed on the low side, but it's okay. What a fun course. Thank you for watching this vlog. I appreciate anyone who contributes or subscribes or even likes a video. This is a passion project, and I'm just trying to do the best I can.